What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Monday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have 3 games tonight. No injuries to wait on, as usual in these playoffs. We do have Jamal Murray questionable, so I guess we could consider that something. But unless something weird happens or he's really hurting that bad, he's going to play, so I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, we've seen him play basically 40 minutes the entire series, so seems like he strained his calf. I'm going to assume he's good to go. That game is the late game tonight, too, at 10 o'clock Eastern. And as usual, we don't have a ton of value we can look at, but we will discuss some guys we should be getting to on the slate tonight. As usual, one play for each position using FanDuel salaries. FanDuel has been very tricky this playoffs. They have been pricing guys up when they play well, and then when they don't play well, they don't price them down. So it just kind of creates a snowball effect where you just have everyone too expensive. DraftKings does a way better job, making guys pretty cheap so you can build a decent lineup. FanDuel takes a lot of work just to put together something that looks somewhat decent. But I'm doing free Guru credits in this video. Give this video a like, subscribe. I'll give you that code on my website after the first couple of my plays. I'm doing an MLB video today as well, and I'll be doing a free code in that video. We have early slate for MLB at 6 o'clock Eastern. We got the main slate. We got after hours. I think we have 5 after hours games in MLB. I'm going to be playing the NBA after hours slate as well at 8:30 for the last 2 games. Get on my Dub Club. The link is below this video. That's where I post all my non-main slates. You can get in there for just $1, and you get tons of content. So going into point guard, not like a must play, but I want to try to give you guys as many sub 6K value plays as possible because it's so difficult to find some cheap value plays. Josh Giddey may be more of a tournament play. Showed a really good upside last game. Played 31 minutes. Now, they are not afraid to kind of take him out of the rotation if he's not playing too well. They have a lot of guys they can turn to. We saw the first 3 games of the series, 19, and 25 minutes. So it is risky. It's nice seeing him get 31 minutes last game, but he has to play well in order to get 30 minutes. So it makes him a little risky, but if he ends up playing normal starters minutes because he starts out the game well and he plays 28 to 32 minutes, he has a high ceiling. We all know, if you follow the NBA at all, Josh Giddey can really fill up the stat sheet in a majority of ways. Rebounds, assists. Even on his recent game log, he has a couple 50s on here. I know that's the end of the regular season. Not the same as the playoffs, but we do know what he's capable of. Almost got 40 fantasy points last game. It is risky. But as I say in every NBA video, the cheap guys are risky. They're always going to be risky. There's no injuries to take advantage of in the playoffs. And, the high ceiling, high risk guys sometimes can be the reason why you win a tournament. Giddey at 5,900, I think his ceiling is worth the risk. But again, by no means like a must play. Point guard is just, not a great position for cheap guys, so I don't mind Giddey at 5,900. Shooting guard, I like Austin Reeves at 6,600. He was high 5,000s at the beginning of this series. I played him the last 2 games, and he has not disappointed. 44 and 30 fantasy points. The Lakers, holding on for dear life, getting that win at home. I think the series ends tonight, though, as we go back to Denver, but I do believe the Lakers will put up some sort of a fight. They're 7.5-point underdogs. We saw 4 of the 5 starters for the Lakers last game on Saturday score 20-plus points. So maybe, as a collective team, they might have found something. It's just a little too late in the series, down 3-1. I actually thought they were going to get swept. So good for them for getting that win. I do think they fight, though. Like I said, Austin Reeves is going to have a good game. He's going to play 30 to 40 minutes. He's now up to 6,600. I would way rather have him than D'Angelo Russell. He's much safer. I think Russell might have a little bit higher of a ceiling, but he also has a way lower floor than Austin Reeves does. So overall, comparing ceilings and floors and risk factors, I think Austin Reeves checks more boxes than D'Angelo Russell. So I do like him at small forward / shooting guard on FanDuel at 6,600. Again, don't get too caught up on, hitting 5x value like a normal NBA slate. He needs like 33 to hit 5x value, but that's not necessarily what we're looking for. We're just looking for, every guy you pick, you just want him to outscore everyone in his price range. It's a 3-game playoff slate. So you're going to have guys who don't hit value. Probably more guys than not that don't hit value. You just want them to outperform other guys in their salary range, and you will have an upper hand on the rest of the field. Going over to my website, fd-guru.com. Now, I talked about Dub Club for all my main slates. For all my non-main slates, my website, fd-guru.com, gets you all main slates. I do cash and GPP lineups, NBA, MLB, as you can see here, FanDuel, DraftKings. Go to the shop page. This is a currency called Guru Credits. You use these credits on lineups and memberships, and there's a little coupon bar here, and you're going to type in all caps Monday 4/29 being April 29, the date. All caps Monday 4/29, hit apply coupon. You'll get 10 free credits uploaded into your account. And make sure to hit up on my MLB video later for yet another code. I've been doing this a lot since the MLB season got going with the NBA playoffs. There's a lot going on, so I don't mind doing a lot of giveaways to get you guys some extra credit. Small forward, I like Yami Yaquez. The Heat, as we all expected, when you don't have a historic 23 3-point night, you're probably, they're going to be in trouble against the Celtics team. They were supposed to get swept. They would have beaten any team ever that has ever been assembled with that performance a couple of games ago, hitting 23 threes. Brought back down to earth last game. I do think they're going to lose the rest of these games, but they're the Miami Heat. They're going to fight no matter who's out, who's in. Yami Yaquez has been one of the, more reliable guys on this team. He needs, over 25 fantasy points we're going to feel pretty good about, and he's done that in 2 out of the 3 games in this series. He's far more reliable than Caleb Martin. Martin is 5,100. I think that $700 extra is definitely worth it for the consistency that Yaquez has over Caleb Martin. Hero's too expensive in my opinion. Bam Adebayo's too expensive. He hasn't even come close to hitting value yet. And then who's their other starter? Nikola Jovic had that one huge game, but he's the most unreliable player on the entire slate. So this Celtics and Heat game, I'm going to be getting very minimal exposure to it in general. But I do think Yami Yaquez is the best guy at under 6K on the Heat here tonight. He can play both positions, small forward and shooting guard on FanDuel. Makes it easier for you to plug and play Yami into your lineups. Power forward, going back to Aaron Gordon. I don't care about his bad game last game. He is way too important of a staple in this Nuggets offense. Before that, he'd been crushing. He's going to play 40 minutes. He is a guy that can really do a little bit of everything. He gets the easiest baskets of all time. There's so much attention drawn to Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter that usually more than half of his points are like reverse dunks on the baseline because he's just wide open because Murray or Jokic has a double team on him. And it just leads to an easy pathway for scoring fantasy points. 17 fantasy points last game. Tough game for him. We had him the game before that, though, getting 52. Obviously, both of these games are extremely unrealistic. I don't expect either one to happen again, but I do expect something somewhat in between. Anywhere from 25 to 40 fantasy points we can expect Aaron Gordon to get tonight for us. He has a high floor. I know he just represented a bad game last game, but before that, he's a guy that gets over 25 fantasy points every game. We got to play the numbers. We got to play the percentages. And Aaron Gordon looks like a good play here tonight. And like every slate, this Nuggets and Lakers game has a 13-point higher over-under than the other two games. So definitely better to prioritize this Lakers and Nuggets game with the expected more points scored. Gordon looks good at 6,700. And then if we can find a way, I know it's hard. There's not a lot of cheap values, so you don't want to force it. You don't want to put a few really, really bad cheap guys in your lineup. But if you can make it happen, I'm going to see what happens when I'm constructing stuff tonight. Nikola Jokic, best play on the slate. He has the highest expected value. He's got the highest expected fantasy points projection. He just absolutely, even in the loss to the Lakers, 33, 14, and 14, this guy is an absolute robot. He needs 60 fantasy points to hit value. He's expected to get like 63. His ceiling is as high as Luka Doncic's, anywhere from 70 to, I guess, 90 fantasy points he could technically get. This guy's a beast. I mean, Anthony Davis can't handle him. No one can handle him. It's not a knock on Anthony Davis. It's just Jokic he's a weird player, and he's so good at everything. If you can get up there, again, if you find yourself really dipping down and playing guys you don't want to play as cheap plays to get Jokic in, you don't have to put Jokic in. But I'm going to do everything I can to get him on at least one of my two main slate lineups tonight, just because he's the best overall play on the slate. There's no doubt in that. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Get that code in. Get those credits. Let's have a great overall Monday to start our week. I do appreciate you guys for stopping by. Again, give this video a like. Definitely subscribe. Throw my alerts on so you don't miss any weekday video that I put out there. Again, thanks for stopping by. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.